All right, good evening, all you fellow TIs out there. I had a bit of an interesting day today. They, oh wow, I'm even got a speech for you tonight too. But before I get into that, I had an interesting day today. As you may have seen my last video, as I left, there was a vape trail right above my apartment. Sorry about that. I did want to show the video footage of what like happened after I got off of work, but there's a reason why I'm not gonna do that, and it's because it's the stuff that they're sensitizing to me. They could just as well use that on somebody else. So instead of, I didn't even bother recording it. Instead, I didn't even try to look at it. I threw my sunglasses on. I blocked my eyes from, oh, excuse me, from what was going on. And hang on, give me a second. I gotta get my cap. Yeah, I leave it here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now I'm all set. Oh, just about. Give me a minute, minutes, and done. Okay. I had an interesting day today, and as you seen in my last video, as soon as I left my apartment, there was a vape trail right above. Literally, you could literally tell the direction it was in. That was not a coincidence. That was intentional. Judging by you could tell by the angle of that vape trail that was intentional. Um. Anyway, the area where had to walk through was gas down. I tried using my infrared meter to my infrared vision to actually so you'd be able to see the gas itself. But unfortunately, the sun was kind of in the way on that one. I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Either way, that's also another way to to see that. In case you're wondering, as well as night vision can also pick that up as well. But heat vision works best due to the fact that that they do put stuff in the in the oxygen that we're breathing. They do put stuff in there as far as smart dust and whatnot. Um, when I left work, interestingly enough, the security guard he ends up covering both his mouth and his nose as I'm getting ready to exit. And I'm like, because they because of it being a fenced off building, they have to check your bag every time you leave. But I was very interested in this as to why he did it, so I ended up asking him about like Magellan and stuff, and he acted as if like he didn't even know, which was I already know was a complete lie. Because first off, he already knows about Agenda 21. He was breaking it down, literally explaining this to me. So if he knows what Agenda 21 is, he knows what Magellan is. He knows what that is. And he's saying, oh well, like he tried to play it off to going like, oh well, I'm just covering my mouth because I've been feeling kind of sick. It's complete BS. They gassed me today, and he was breathing the same air everybody else is breathing, but he can't breathe. He can't breathe in the radiation that they literally showered. They literally been shooting me with this whole time, because if he does, then it's gonna activate the stuff that's on him, even though it's already technically activated. Because I mean, if he's using a phone, then that's technically still being exposed to the radiation. They're just not like turning it on fully for him to feel it. So I took a detox bath. I had to, and I'm gonna give a good warning out, TIs. If you ever have a gang stalker that's like trying to get way too close behind you, you better keep your eyes on that bastard, because I think that they spray stuff on you. I believe they're spraying stuff on people, and they got to get that close just to do it. They're real fast with it. Whatever it is that they're spraying you with is very, I believe it's like a very tiny, small little capsule that they can hide, that they can just pull right out, spray it, and then just put it right back down. But that technically is illegal for people to be spraying you with something, because that could be, there's no telling what could be in that. But yeah, if you have a perp trying to get behind you that close, keep them on camera because they are spraying people with something. I don't know if it's smart dust. I don't know if it's nano. I don't even know if it's just if it's the liquefied version of Morgellon. But I do know that the puddles that I've talked about before in my videos, that they did spray my unit down with that stuff before. So I think that must have been what that was. But little did they know, I had an ace up my sleeve that actually helped me out and put them through a lot of trouble today. And what I'm going to end up going over is a tip that may very well even save your life as well. Now, as you can see here, that's an audio recorder, right? Now, you can most likely upload audio tracks to these things as well as play them and also record them, right? Now, I'm not talking about recording a conversation with what a gang stalker is doing. I'm not talking about any of that. No, none of that. Now, the thing I want to point out here is that what I did was I used a Rife frequency, the same one that's from Zacchaeus. I really owe that guy major thanks today because the video that I used of his, it was basically related to it was for all of that. Even the Morgellon vape trail stuff, it was an anti-detoxin for that. So I ended up playing that the entire day, but I didn't use my phone. I tried using my phone at first, but they kept using the forced shutdown on it. So that's why I wasn't even able to use it. I couldn't even use it. I couldn't even use it because of that, because they did that. So what I ended up doing was I ended up taking my audio recorder, and I remembered that I actually had the tunes out on that. So I ended up playing that, but I didn't just have that anywhere. I had that like near my heart where that the frequency was beaming out on it. So the stuff couldn't get nowhere near my heart. I had that playing off, and I was able to actually start to regain more and more of myself, and the day ended up being a lot easier. I'm telling you, these gang stalkers really went through a lot of trouble just to keep literally shooting me with wave after wave after wave of radiation. It was crazy. It was really crazy. It was so bad. It was so bad after I left my job that they even had the police out there with the flashing lights. I'm not gonna post any of that because as well as they're trying to sensitize me to that, they're trying to sensitize someone else to that. Now, in the situation of that, there was the blue lights coming from the patrol car as well as the red lights coming from the back of people's cars. Again, I say it again, both red and blue, being sensitized to that can trigger a heart attack. Mostly for people who are sensitive to that kind of thing. As for my mother, she was suffering well, actually, no, they probably already know what she was dealing with, but that doesn't mean that I have the same condition. In fact, that I'd rather not even go into that, honestly, to tell you the truth. But anyway, moving on. I ended up using an audio recorder, and I had the right frequencies on there, and I played that. I had it near my heart, and I actually got through the day a lot easier. So what I wanted to do, and this is a tip, you can either have it hooked onto a necklace or something, and have it play and have the speaker facing like that it plays the audio out of its output facing towards your chest, and then just having a frequency playing directly through that. This is actually a lot better than a phone because a phone has radiation, of which I'm pretty sure an audio recorder does have radiation as well, but not as much. Nowhere near as much, especially nowhere near as 4 or 5 Gs, you know? Other than that though, like this thing, I swear, like it really, really helped me out. I've got two links for Rife frequencies I'm gonna link. One is gonna be to Daniel Zacchaeus' YouTube, as well as to another one that also has Rife frequencies that'll help you out as well. Now, if you that's just I did have that there, but since I'm already talking about Rife frequencies, you'll probably see that on his channel, and he's just got like a whole bunch of different ones of them up. Just check which one's out, depending on what problem you're dealing with, and it should most likely help you have some sense of reprieve from that. But yeah, that's the tip that I got for you all tonight. Get an audio recorder, put your frequencies on there, put it on the string, or better yet, get one of those shirts that has the pockets in them, like on the left side, Get one of the shirts that has the pockets on the left side, clip it into that little pocket there, and then just have that playing throughout the day. Now, the reason why you want to have this on your heart is because, think about it, what organ of the body pumps blood through the entire infrastructure of the body? Your heart. For some reason, they always have the nano near the heart. And I figured out why, and it's because they wanted to constantly be producing toxins throughout your system, which will actually weaken and break you down to the point that where you can barely function. But if you have something like that's on your heart, it's constantly like pumping blood, and that stuff trying to hold it back is eventually that pressure is gonna give way and eventually get that the nutrients and stuff throughout your systems. So that's basically what I'm getting at here. Again, get an audio recorder, get the right frequencies on there, have that playing towards your heart. This will help you out greatly. I guarantee it. It helped me. It'll do the same to you. Also, as far as binaural beats are concerned, some people did say those are dangerous. I did the research and I found out specifically which ones can be dangerous, and those are the ones that are related to opening the third eye. It's not the same. It's not that opening the third eye is necessarily a bad thing, but you got to understand when you're in a state of having your your mental state being manipulated with these weapons, it can be very dangerous. So again, binaural beats are fine, but the ones pertaining to the third eye can be dangerous. I'm telling you again, the ones pertaining to the third eye can be dangerous. Unfortunately, I'm guessing the information must have gotten mixed up to the where they just started to believe that the whole infrastructure of Rife frequencies, well not Rife, but binaural beats were dangerous. But again, you don't even have to take my word for it for that. You can just do the research on yourself and see how it works out. But again, get an audio recorder, get the right frequencies, put those on there, have that playing towards your heart, so you'll be able to easily clean your system out via frequencies. These things are a miracle worker. It helped me. It'll help you. Now then, as for the speech I wanted to get into, these gang stalkers, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I honestly, and I'm not saying this out of hate. I'm just saying this out of pure honesty. These gang stalkers are unbelievably retarded, and I'm gonna definitely tell you why they're definitely retarded. The money there that is being paid for gang stalkers, right? That money is coming out of taxpayers' money. I've noticed a lot of these gang stalkers do work, and some of these ones who do work, and as well as some of the ones who don't, it seems like the system that they're working for, as far as the target people is concerned, the same system is responsible for some of these people losing their jobs and losing their homes, and most likely is responsible for them to be in the states of either debt or relational distress that they're in. It has something that it has something to do with a lot of this stuff. It definitely does. But what I started to understood was this organization is responsible for a lot of the BS that's been going on. But the real idiots here are the gang stalkers, because first off, okay, you're getting paid from taxpayer money. If you're working, that's money that's already coming out of your check that are just basically giving you, that you should have already been getting from the start. So you're already working for a crooked organization that's been taking your money literally from the start, as well as everybody else's, of which they still are, by the way. Now then, as far as that goes, if they're not just being cheated from that, they're also being cheated by the advertisements in the media. Now then, this is the Illuminati runs the freaking entertainment industry, right? They run the entertainment industry. Now, the entertainment industry works alongside the advertisement industry. The advertisement industry is what's actually advertising a lot of the stuff that these people, these gang stalkers, mostly buy. Not to saying that anybody, no TIs buy this stuff, but you need to understand how well this scam actually works. Now, a single pair of Jordans costs $25 to make. A single pair of brand new, fresh looking Jordans costs only $25 to make. Why do they charge over $100 for that stuff? Because people are willing to spend that much money for them, but they're not worth that much. They're not. It's not the same thing with the Nikes, except they sell Nikes for like around like $50 to $60. but those aren't even worth that much. This as much as people are willing to pay for them. It gets worse. Now the thing about this stuff is all going is a paper trail going into a circle. It's leaving from the higher ups, going to the gang stalkers, and going back into their pockets, but at a higher value. They're selling stuff for a much cheaper price to get back even more money from the same people that they're hiring. Now these people, they make these gang stalkers sign a waiver stating, and I'm pretty certain because word about this Ben got out. They signed a waiver stating that they are liable for all the crime that they commit if they are busted in the act. Meaning the police will not protect them. They will not disclose anything if it gets to the point where they have no way to dissolve it. Now you got to ask yourself, like, this is the same company that this is the same like hidden organization that has done a lot of things to decimate people's lives, man. A lot, and I do mean a lot, a heck of a lot. One of the things that they've done, as far as I'm concerned, is pushing for the RFID chips. These gang stalkers are convinced that they're not going to get chipped. But come on, dude. How often do you think a gang stalker f's up every now and then? Not to mention, when it comes to a gang stalker, they have a behavior type that is related to a narcissist. A narcissist cannot stand being wrong or stand being told being wrong. So there's stubbornness with that. So what if you should see where I'm getting at here with this. And since a person like that seems to be very unstable, do you think they're really going to trust somebody like that with free will? Of course not. They're only using the gang stalkers just until they get the RFID chips approved and legalized to where they'll be mandatory. When those things get mandatory, what's going to happen is if you don't get the chip, you go to jail. You go to jail, guess what they're going to do? They're going to they will literally most likely, and this is what they did to me, but I wasn't in jail when this happened. I just ordered pizza, which regrettably I can't do anymore since they did that. And by the way, don't ever accept anything from a perp. Don't. If you have something that went missing a while ago and it all of a sudden it appears, and you know 100% without a shred of a doubt where you specifically left it, but it's in a whole nother location now, throw it away. If it's something disposable, throw it away. Because chances are that if it's something that's like liquid based or something that's a consumable, they most likely laced it with something. So just be mindful of that. On the other hand, man, dude, like it's as I was going on about if you don't like accept the RFID chip, they're gonna send you to prison. If you go to prison, you can't work. You can't work, so you need to eat still, right? And the only food you're gonna have is the food that they give you. They want you on the RFID chip, so what they're gonna do is, since they can't just get you to willingly accept the chip, they're gonna literally spice your food with nano, and then they're gonna most likely use remote neural monitoring, neural manipulation to entice you to get the chip. Once you have that, you're under their control. And even more obvious, why the hell should they ever have to pay someone who's under mind control? No gang. I would like to hear an answer from the gang stalkers for that one. Why should they have to pay you any money if they can just control you? Remotely, by the way. I really would like to have a gang stalker answer that question. Because it seems like it's like they just stubbornly convince themselves that they're just going to be safe from this. There's no way they're going to be safe from this, man. There's no way. But anyway, that's all I got for the evening, though. I just wanted to address all of that. But at the same time, to all the TIs, be careful what you post, because they will try to like use certain things to they're not even just sensitize you, but it's like they could use you as a bridge to sensitize someone else when you're just trying to show evidence of your targeting. And it's a sad, sick state of affairs. So again, just be careful about that, okay? Still document everything. Definitely document it, but just be very careful what you post. Just like when they do their noise campaigns, I don't normally I will still take like evidence of that, but I don't want to post too much stuff because for all I know, it could be a word that slips out that is actually a trigger word for somebody else, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want to end up just posting something of related to my target, and it turns out another TI is going through the exact same thing, because that promotes that actually is me promoting traumatization, and I don't want to do that on this channel. That's not what this channel was made for. This channel was made to basically bring TIs together. As far as all the knowledge that's out there to help everybody out, I'm gathering all of that up, put it in one spot with its links to distribute them out so they can go out, find the information, get the information to help themselves, as well as give support to the people who found it and developed it. Once again, this is MM's TI Strategy Guide. I'm over and out, and remember, stay safe, stay strong.